Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Tayshawn Mirage tracking on this fantastic Friday, November 17th, 2023. Right now in this video, we're going to be talking about some storms we got coming, especially next week and towards Thanksgiving week. And also, how about that Arctic blast we got coming after Thanksgiving? Well, I'm going to be getting into it in this video, but first of all, if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So right now, let's talk about what's going on right now, because right now we got trough moving through. We got a cold front that's moving through. So I mentioned this in my previous videos about this cold front that was coming through, but this is not a final cold front. It will cool things down just a little bit, but also we have another storm system that's coming after this one. So here's this cold front right here towards the northeast, bringing lots of showers and thunderstorms of parts of the mid-Atlantic. Nothing severe with this system. It's not into our next one. And also we got some showers and some moisture moving for parts of the southwest through the deep south U.S. and also another swirly storm that's spinning up in towards the Pacific that might be making its way towards California. So yes, we got some active stuff right now. That low pressure that Florida was dealing with for the past couple of days has now moved out of your way. Y'all no longer dealing with this system. Maybe still dealing with a little bit, but not as much. The system is now moving away from Florida, moving this way towards the north. So very active with us. So this video will be pretty long. So guys, I'm gonna hate this. This video gonna take so long to upload. So let's don't waste time and let's get right into this video. So right now we're gonna be looking at the Storm Prediction Center because we do have a margin risk for day 3 and also a slightly risk for day 4. So day 3 is not going to be much of a big threat. It's not really into day 4 as we have to watch. So, but the chance for severe weather is still there. This is 3 days out, so this probably will most likely get upgraded to a slightly risk. So I mean, it got downgraded from a slightly risk because I think this was once a slightly risk for severe storms, but now it's downgraded. So the storm prediction saying that nah, I don't think this is gonna be much of a severe weather day. I think day 4 is gonna be more of a severe weather day because more of the gradients will be coming together. So, but we still got the potential for possibly severe storms with this system making their way through. So if you live in parts of Oklahoma and North Texas, the threat for severe storms is possible tomorrow. There is a 15%, not 15, there is a 5% risk for severe weather. So now here comes our much bigger threat we have to watch. How about day 4? Day 4, we have a 15 risk for severe storms. So this might be our big day. Now, we're going to have the ingredients. We're going to have the dew points. We're going to have the moisture. We're going to have the temperature. We're going to have the wind energy. We're going to have all the agreements. So now let's get around towards the green. So right now we're going to look at the overall dew points because you got to have very high dew points with this. And let's get right in towards my WeatherBell. Thank you. So right now we're going to look at the dew points because dew points have to be at least 55 degrees or higher to at least support any kind of thunderstorms. And we're going to have that. Dew points are going to be in the upper 60s, so mid to upper 60s. So there will be enough dew points for this. So by the time we get out in towards 18, 19, not really much happens. Skip. But it's not really until we get in towards the Monday is when storms will start making its way through. Look at this. By the time we get in towards Monday, when the storm is making its way through, look at this, guys. We got dew points in the low to mid 60s, possibly some 70s of parts of South Louisiana and South Texas. So the dew points will be a lot. So there is a lot of moisture in this air for these storms to work with. So now, how about our wind energy? How much wind energy is? So the low-level jet winds, 5,000 feet above our heads. The 850 mile-bar wind speed height. So how strong the low-level jet going to be? Because this is our wind energy. The stronger these winds are, the potential for damaging winds. So this is what's going to hint our damaging wind threat with these low-level winds. So by the time we get out in towards Monday, when the severe event making its way through, look at this, guys. Not really much wind energy for this system, but still enough to support severe storms. We got anywhere from 34 to 42 knots. A little bit, so not as much, but look at this. By the time we get in towards Wednesday, look at this. Look how strong the wind energy is on the 22nd. That's very strong. So I think on the 21st and 22nd, we might have a bigger severe weather day for parts of the Georgia and the Carolinas because look how strong that wind energy is. So still enough wind energy to support severe storms. Look at this. On the 21st, we still got a lot of wind energy, anywhere from 46 to 50 knots. So still enough wind energy to support these storms. So now how about our lightning? How much lightning these storms gonna have? Well, The ones you see the most light is the most severe. So look at this. By the time we get out later, by the time we get out and towards the day when it's tracking the severe storms, this storm will bring lots of light for parts of Louisiana, parts of Mississippi getting lots of light. But you can see this, guys. The lightning starts to die down. Not seeing much lightning once it gets towards the East Coast. So I think, even though we have a lot of wind energy, I don't think we're going to see much of a severe storms for parts of the Carolinas. But it's still possible. We might get a moderate risk for this system making its way through. So now, how much cape is in the air? How much cape is in the air? We need this. This is energy. This is thunderstorm juice. How much we're going to have of that? Because you need 1,000 joules per kilogram to support severe storms or any kind of thunderstorms. And we're going to have not too much of that. But look at this. By the time we get out towards the 18 and 19, oops. This only goes out 90 hours. Okay. By the time we get out towards a severe threat, there is not really going to be any, there is going to be cape with this, but not really much farther north you go. Like parts of Texas, South Louisiana, yes, there will be some cape to support severe storms, but it's not going to be a whole lot of cape according to the European model. So we got to kind of see what happens. And look at this. Once the storm get towards the Carolinas, hardly any no cape. So this is too far out, and this is model data, so take it for granted salt. So now, let's get right towards the overall U.S. forecast. What's going to happen in the next couple of days and weeks for majority of the U.S. The whole U.S. For our other people up here towards the northwest. You got some storms moving your way, but it's not going to be significant. It's not going to be significant, but you got some Arctic blasts coming through your way. Especially if you live in parts of the northern U.S., including Ohio Valley, get ready for a very cold Thanksgiving because it's going to be a cold Thanksgiving. And I can't wait to show you the climate prediction center because it's going to be a cold one this Thanksgiving. So let's time this out. By the time we get out towards this weekend, towards Saturday, waking up on Saturday morning, not really much happening. But looking at that, guys, that storm does start making its way towards the Pacific Northwest, bringing rain for y'all, and possibly some snow if you're in the higher elevations. Maybe a few flurries in the higher elevations. But look at this. By the time we get out until the 20th, here comes this next storm system. We might have to watch potential for severe storms that the storm prediction center has now watching. That makes its way through the southeast U.S., bringing lots of heavy rain, but behind that, we got cool temperatures behind that. Very cool and quiet weather behind that. And by the time we get out until the 24th, after Thanksgiving, look at this. A potential next storm system that might form up too. So we got multiple storm systems we have to watch by the time we get into the late part of November. So now we're going to look at our 5 millibar wind height. This is where the jet stream is located. This is the jet stream height. So when you see a dip like this, like a negative tip, that's either a trough or, that's either a trough. When you see a dip in the jet stream like this, when you see a very strong dip like this, that's what we look for a storm system or a trough that's making its way through. And this is the jet stream. So we're looking for a dip. So by the time we get in towards later day, you see that, guys? This is our cold front right here. You see that strong dip right there? That's our cold front. That's a trough that's making its way through the northeast. But by the time we get in towards 18th, look at that. You can see the ridge of high pressure right here. When you see something like that, that's the ridge of high pressure. So when we run this forward, you can see by the time we get towards the 19 and 20, look at this. Look at this very strong trough that starts to dip down. Losing 90 hours. Look at this. Very strong trough. This is not much of a strong trough, but look at this. We got a much stronger trough for our northwest. Look at this. Look how negative tip that is. Not too much of a negative tip with this storm. So I doubt severe storms are probably going to be pretty low on day 5, but it's still possible it might get upgraded to a moderate or slightly risk. So I think that severe storms on the storm prediction might at least get our heads chance, but no higher. We're not going to see no moderate risk because we don't have that kind of setup for a moderate risk for severe storms. But look at this. 22nd, that's a very strong trough dipping down. Very strong one. That's a very strong trough. Got some very strong winds. Look at these winds. 105 to 115 knots. That's a very strong trough making its way through the northeast in the Ohio Valley. And by the time we get in towards around Thanksgiving, this is Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd, not really much happened. Look at this. Our next storm system coming after Thanksgiving. Look at this. This looks more ballistic than what I showed you previous on my last video. Look at this. So we're gonna have to watch opportunities for more severe storms for the week after next week. I mean, not the next weekend, not this coming weekend, the weekend after next, for more severe storms. So now, how about a 5 boy height anomaly? Because how strong the pressure is, how strong the heights are. So the red is stronger heights, and the blue is lower heights. So when we time this out, you can see the red is ridge, and the orange and red is ridge of high pressure, and the blue is trough or low pressure. So by the time we get this out, far out, by the time we get into this weekend, that trough does start moving its way through the northeast, but that moves out of here. But look at this, by the time we get into the 18 or 19, here comes our next trough that starts dipping down for parts of the southwest. And this is what's going to bring out severe storms. This trough right here. Not a super one, but look at this. Very strong trough for parts of the northeast. Why I keep drawing an H? Very strong trough for parts of the northeast. U.S. making its way through. And look at this. Look at this. How about a next trough? That trough kind of spins up, then it dips right back down for parts of the U.S. again. So, yes, a lot of active water power coming. And this is why the Climate Prediction Center is now saying that, yeah, because this is going to be an upper Arctic blast. We do have an upper Arctic blast coming, because look how strong this trough is. So, it's going to be a very cold towards the end of this month. So, let's now get into the overall temperatures and see how cold it's going to be once this trough does kick out. Because this trough right here is what's going to bring these well below average temperatures. So now let's get right into the overall temperatures. I'm not going to go full too detail on this. We're going to skip today because right now today is pretty warm. But this cold air will be coming back for parts of the south. It may be warm today in the next couple of days, but it's not going to be warm for now. Tomorrow, if you live in parts of the southeast, yeah, it's going to be a warm one for y'all. Waking up on Sunday morning, not really much. Still going to be cool, but it's not it yet because that's not in it yet. Look at this. By the time we get in towards the 20th, 21st, here comes a storm system start making its way through for parts of the south. And after that, here comes this very strong, cool Arctic blast. Potential Arctic blast we got to watch. Look at this. Getting into Sunday the 26th, it's going to be a very cold one for parts of the Ohio Valley. So now, temperature anomalies. How above and how below average temperatures going to be. Well, if you live in the south right now, you're seeing above average temperatures because temperatures are in the 70s right now. But that will go away by the time we get in towards the weekend as that cold front makes its way through. But things do start to warm right back up just for one more time before we slap back in these cold jackets again. I mean, not cold jacket, these jackets again. And look at this. Not really. Oh, king. Previous run. Okay. So by the time we get in towards the next week, beginning of next week, that storm system start making its way through. And once that storm system gets out of here comes a lot of cold air behind it. Look at this. Now we got this huge below average temperature start making its way through. But look at this. Our next trough that comes through, look at this. We got this whole section of this U.S. is going to see below average temperatures. So now let's get right in towards our Climate Prediction Center. Because, hey, let's go for it. Because look what we got for Thanksgiving week. The 22nd through the 26th, dealing around after Thanksgiving. Look at this. If you live in parts of the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, you might want to get ready and get those jackets on because it's going to be a cold one for y'all. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, especially if you live in California, it's probably going to be a warm Thanksgiving week for y'all. Not super warm, but just like more like mild. But it's going to be pretty cold for parts of the eastern U.S. Anywhere from 70 to 80% chance of below average temperatures, while in the west, you're going to see anywhere from 60 to 80% chance of above average temperatures. So, pretty warm one. How much precipitation we going to see? Well, kind of interesting. If you live in the west, it's going to be a dry one for y'all. If you live in the Rockies, the Rockies, going to be a wet one for y'all. Not super wet, but slightly wet. Seeing slightly above average precipitation. Now, our below average precipitation extends all the way from Minnesota all the way down towards northern Kentucky. You're going to see anywhere from 50 to 60% chance of, 40 to 50% chance of seeing below average precipitation. While if in the eastern U.S., in Florida, you might still see above average precipitation. So now, how about after Thanksgiving through rest of the month? Well, after Thanksgiving through rest of the month, we're going to still see these below average temperatures for parts of the eastern U.S. and still see these above average Pacific. Yeah, these average temperatures, we're going to still see below average temperatures for parts of the eastern U.S. and above average temperatures for parts of the west. So we're going to still be in this water pound for all the way through the rest of this month. How about our precipitation? Well, if you live in parts in the northern U.S., you're still going to be seeing below average precipitation. Still going to be seeing above average precipitation for parts of the south, including Florida. So this is going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.